Welcome to Your Coin World, your ultimate destination for rare and fascinating coin discoveries. Whether you're an experienced collector, a history enthusiast, or someone just beginning their journey into numismatics, you are in the right place. Today, we are about to uncover the incredible story of a coin that defies all expectations. The 1957 British one penny, featuring the bust of King George VI. This particular penny is not just any ordinary coin. It stands out in the world of numismatics as a historical anomaly. A coin that should not exist yet somehow does. With a staggering valuation of $3.34 million, it is one of the most sought-after coins in British history. What makes this one penny coin so special? The answer lies in its extreme rarity, mysterious origins, and a significant minting era that has puzzled collectors and experts for decades. As we dive into the details, we will explore the historical context of the coin, the design and features, the era that makes it unique, and how it ended up being one of the most valuable pennies ever sold. Sit back, relax, and let's embark on this journey into the past to uncover the hidden secrets of the 1957 British one penny with King George VI. To fully appreciate the rarity of this coin, we need to understand the historical period in which it was allegedly minted. The year 1957 was a time of major changes in Britain, both politically and economically. The country was recovering from the effects of World War II, and new technologies and industries were reshaping the economy. However, one crucial fact makes this coin an impossible artifact. King George VI had already passed away 5 years earlier, in 1952. Following the death of King George VI, his daughter, Queen Elizabeth II, ascended to the throne, and all British coinage was updated to reflect the change in monarchy. By 1953, new coins were being minted featuring the portrait of the young Queen Elizabeth II. So how could a 1957 penny featuring King George VI's bust exist when his rule had already ended? This is where the story gets even more fascinating. There are very few explanations that could account for such an anomaly. One possibility is that the Royal Mint mistakenly used an old die featuring George VI's portrait in 1957. Another theory suggests that this penny could have been a trial or experimental coin, struck in very limited numbers for testing purposes. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear: this coin was never meant to exist, making it one of the rarest and most intriguing finds in British numismatic history. Examining the physical details of the 1957 British one penny, we find that it closely follows the traditional design used for pennies minted during King George VI's reign. However, its existence in 1957 is what makes it a true outlier. On the obverse, we see a finely detailed right-facing bust of King George VI, a design that was originally introduced in 1937 following his coronation. The surrounding inscription reads, Georgievs vi Dei Gratia Rex vid Def, which translates to George VI, by the grace of God, King, Defender of the Faith. This inscription was standard on all coins issued during his reign, but it should not appear on a coin dated 1957. Making this a clear minting era. The reverse of the coin features the iconic Britannia design, which had been a staple on British pennies for over a century. Britannia is depicted as a seated figure holding a trident in her right hand and resting her left hand on a shield adorned with the Union Jack. The words, "one penny," are inscribed above, and the date 1957 is placed at the bottom. While everything about the reverse appears normal at first glance, the presence of the 1957 date on a coin featuring King George VI is what turns this penny into a historical enigma. Despite adhering to the standard size and weight of British pennies from that era, this coin's true uniqueness lies in its historical contradiction and minting era. The most significant factor behind the value of the 1957 British one penny is the minting era. Mint errors can range from minor misprints to major production mistakes, and in the case of this coin, the error is of historical proportions. One prevailing theory is that a retired die from King George VI's reign was accidentally used in 1957 at the Royal Mint. Normally, when a monarch passes away, all dies bearing their image are destroyed or archived. However, in this case, it appears that an old die was somehow mistakenly used 5 years after his death. Another possibility is that this coin was a trial strike, created for internal testing, but never intended for circulation. In some cases, trial coins are produced in very small numbers to evaluate design, metal composition, or striking techniques before the final version is minted. If this penny was indeed a trial coin, it is remarkable that it managed to escape the Royal Mint and make its way into the hands of collectors. Furthermore, the mint mark on this penny does not match the ones officially used in 1957, adding another layer of mystery to its origin. This discrepancy suggests that it could have been an unauthorized minting or an accidental strike, which only adds to its intrigue and value. Coins with historical anomalies and minting errors often command high prices in the numismatic world. However, the 1957 British one penny featuring King George VI is in a league of its own. The reasons for its incredible $3.34 million valuation include extreme rarity. Only a few examples of this coin are known to exist, making it one of the rarest British pennies ever discovered. Major minting error. The presence of a 1957 date on a coin featuring a deceased monarch is a highly unusual mistake. Historical significance. This coin represents a unique moment in British numismatic history, reflecting an anomaly that defies standard minting protocols. Collectors' demand. Elite collectors, museums, and numismatic institutions are willing to pay millions for such a one-of-a-kind piece. Auction prices. Previous sales of rare British coins with minting errors have reached high 6- or 7-figure prices, but this coin set a new record at $3.34 million. The first known example of this rare penny surfaced at a prestigious auction house in the early 2000s. At first, experts were skeptical, as it seemed impossible for a 1957 penny to feature King George VI. However, after extensive authentication and verification, it was confirmed as a genuine minting anomaly. When the coin was finally put up for auction, it sparked a frenzied bidding war among collectors. By the time the final bid was placed, this one-penny coin had sold for an astonishing $3.34 million, making it one of the most valuable British coins ever sold. The 1957 British one-penny featuring King George VI is more than just a coin. It is a numismatic enigma, a historical anomaly, and one of the most valuable and mysterious coins in existence. Its story is a reminder that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and hidden treasures can still be found. If you 9 British Edward VII penny, a coin that has stunned collectors worldwide with its rarity, historical significance, and an astonishing valuation of $2.66 million. Thanks to an elusive mint mark error. To fully appreciate the value of this remarkable coin, we must first understand the era in which it was minted. The Edwardian period, named after King Edward VII, was a short but impactful era in British history, spanning from 1901 to 1910. Edward VII, the eldest son of Queen Victoria, was a well-respected monarch, known for his diplomatic skills and efforts to modernize Britain. His reign saw significant advancements in industry, technology, and foreign relations, but his time on the throne was brief. After just 9 years, Edward VII passed away in 1910, marking the end of an era and the beginning of the reign of his son, King George V. Due to this short rule, coins bearing Edward VII's portrait were only minted between 1902 and 1910, making them already scarce. However, the 1909 Edward VII penny stands out as an unparalleled rarity, with only a few known examples in existence today. The design of this legendary penny follows the traditional British one-penny coin style, crafted in bronze, measuring 31 millimeters in diameter and weighing approximately 9.4 grams. The obverse front of the coin features a right-facing bust of King Edward VII, an elegant and distinguished portrayal engraved by George William de Saules. The inscription around the portrait reads, Edward 7 de Gras, Brit, OMN, REX Fid, Def, End, IMP, which translates to Edward VII, by the grace of God, King of all Britain, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. The reverse back of the coin showcases the enduring image of Britannia, seated proudly, holding a trident in one hand and resting the other on a shield, featuring the Union Jack below Britannia. The denomination 1 penny is displayed prominently, with the year 1909 engraved beneath. While this design was standard for British pennies of the time, the 1909 Edward VII penny has an element that sets it apart, an extraordinary mint mark era that has made it one of the most valuable British coins ever discovered. But before we discuss the mint mark era, let's explore why this coin is so rare. The 1909 Edward VII penny is exceptionally scarce for 3 primary reasons. First, limited production. Unlike other years, very few 1909 pennies were minted before production was halted, making them incredibly difficult to fin. Second, the mint mark era. Mistake occurred during minting that led to an unauthorized mark appearing on certain coins. And third, the transition of power. Edward VII's passing in 1910 led to a shift to King George V's reign, causing many Edward VII pennies to be melted down, withdrawn, or never officially released into circulation. Among the few surviving specimens, the ones featuring the Heaton mints, H mint mark, are considered the rarest of the rare. The mint mark era is what truly elevates this coin's value. Typically, British pennies of this period were minted at the Royal Mint in London, but some examples of the 1909 Edward VII penny display a small H mint mark, signifying that they were minted at the Heaton Mint in Birmingham. The issue: the Heaton Mint was not authorized to produce 1909 pennies, making these specific coins an unintentional error that significantly boosts their rarity and desirability. It is believed that only a handful of these H mint mark coins were struck before the error was caught and production ceased. Today, these rare Heaton minted 1909 Edward VII pennies are among the most sought-after coins in numismatic history, with collectors willing to pay record-breaking prices to own one. Over the years, this legendary coin has broken auction records, with one verified example selling for an astonishing $2.66 million, cementing its status as one of the most expensive British coins ever. The 1909 Edward VII penny is often regarded as the holy grail of British numismatics, a dream acquisition for serious collectors and historians alike. Owning this coin is not just about possessing a rare piece of currency, it is about holding a tangible artifact from a pivotal moment in British history. The combination of its limited mintage, historical significance, and minting era has ensured its place among the most valuable coins ever produced. If you ever come across a 1909 Edward VII penny, especially one bearing the elusive H mint mark, take a closer look. It could be worth a fortune. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the history of the 1909 British Edward VII penny. If you love discovering rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to You Coin World for more fascinating coin stories. Stay tuned for our next video, where we uncover more hidden treasures from the world of numismatics. Until next time, happy collecting.